Welcome, everybody, to Junzi. My name is Juno,
And I'm Benzie,
and this is a podcast on relational ontology.
exploring who we are through our relationships.
Awesome. Okay, so I wanted to know, well, you talked a little bit about this before we started, but would you be interested in telling people where this relational ontology term came from for you? Like why you told me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was discussing with some of my friends just ontology and different ideas about what is and how everybody has, through their lens of reality, a different view of what exists and how things are functioning. And my friend Juliana said relational ontology. We do a lot of authenticity and relational practices, so it made sense just the way we were talking to each other. And as soon as I heard that word fusion, I texted Juno immediately because I was like, this is our podcast.
Yeah, I love that. And I'd never actually heard that term before. I'm familiar with ontology, some of it, I've never really deeply studied ontology, but yeah. And then I immediately looked up relational ontology and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, this is it seems like, at least on the surface, that it's very much like what I believe in about reality, about being, is that everything that is, everything is shored up by its relationship,
To
by the
each other.
relationships that are happening. And that's what makes it legible as the thing that we think it is.
Yeah, I was even randomly listening to an Alan Watts recording this morning, and it ended up
Oh.
being about that. And I'm like, everything is about this, kind of. And specifically our connection, one of the things I hope happens for us and for anybody who watches is to see new possibilities that can exist in relationship.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like one of my missions in life, honestly, if I dare say I have a mission in life, is that I definitely want to help other people see more possibilities for how to have relationships, but also see the ways that different kinds of relationships open up totally new possibilities for their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love it so far. Who knows what will happen as I do more reading about it? Yeah.
And I haven't read anything about it. I just heard the word and immediately accepted it
Oh
as
my gosh, that's really fun. Ah,
I was like, oh
cute.
yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm. Okay, so the next thing I was thinking is that we could talk a little bit about how this podcast has come into being,
Mm-hmm.
considering that we used to have a podcast together.
Beautiful.
It was. Well, I actually, okay, that was inauthentic. I wouldn't call it. I feel a little guilty saying this.
It's okay.
I personally, when I look back on it, I don't think of it as beautiful. I think it was a cool thing that we did. I would say it
Mhm.
was cool, and I like that we did it.
Yeah.
And also, it got obviously really hard, harder for me near the end, right before I quit
Yeah.
doing it.
Makes sense.
Right. I think that podcast ended because of a combination of work relationship issues for me between us, and then also more interpersonal, relational, yeah, challenges, struggles that were happening at the time.
Yeah. I'm super grateful it existed.
Uh,
And I'm so happy we're here today. So I feel grateful that it ended and we've been on this whole relationship journey as it's been.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I do want to talk a little bit about, I also feel like I'm directing this podcast right now. I feel like I'm here doing this podcast because you convinced me. I feel like you put a lot of work into convincing me to do it within
Yeah.
a short period of time when you
Mm.
when you visited recently.
That's been years of work. You know.
Has it? What this is a long game?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because at first I was yeah, I am doing another podcast with another friend.
Mhm.
And I brought that up I brought up something about me doing this podcast with my other friend. And you were like, well, so you can do a podcast with them, but you can't do one with me. And there it started what I would call guilt tripping. I think you
Oh
guilt
my
tripped me a little
God.
bit. Did you not? I'm not like trying to shame you for it, but I feel like that's what that is, right?
I mean, the attempt wasn't for you to feel guilty,
Uh-huh.
but I guess it was just I did want to understand like why them and not me, you know?
Okay.
And I definitely also, you're my like dream podcast co-host.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a part of it is it's just like, how come I don't have what I want right now?
So
Which
interesting.
which is just a way I navigate the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me look back on it and wonder, oh, I wonder why I labeled it as guilt tripping.
Mm.
I think because the behavior of, yeah, saying, well, you're doing it with them, why not with me? Typically, a lot of people would use that as a way of guilt tripping, but I'm like hearing you and believing you that you genuinely just were confused and what is the difference? Why won't you do one with me?
Yeah, and I would
Yeah.
hate for you to be here from guilt right now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
What happened is that the convincing was really good and not at all coercive. But the more we talked about it, I realized, yeah, this sounds so exciting and I definitely want to do this for sure. So I'm very excited and delighted to be here for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a deep belief in the power of our combined voice.
Hmm.
Um,
I love that.
yeah.
I do too. And I think our differences complement each other
Yeah.
really well. Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
why we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're excited. We decided that we want to do a one card tarot reading. Is it one card?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, at the beginning of this episode and possibly future episodes. So, Benzie, do you want to do that? Wait, let's clarify something. Is the
Okay.
tarot reading for us or is it like for the collective, as they say?
I mean, I think anytime you witness tarot, it's a message coming from the universe. So I think right now it's for us and can inform, we can keep it in our heart while we're recording. But anybody listening or watching, I think it's worthwhile to keep the card in your heart while you're listening at the same time.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Benzie's shuffling the cards
A card just fell right onto my lap.
for those listening via audio only. Wait, it fell? One fell?
Yeah, it fell.
I love when that happens. Oh my god.
Do, do, do.
What's it gonna be? Okay, interesting.
Okay, I feel
Whoa.
like this is
Wait.
incredible for a first podcast.
Okay, well you say yeah, let's say what the card is and like what's your interpretation?
Yes. Okay. And I'm still learning, as are we all. So we got the Seven of Swords.
That's are we all. Oh.
The Seven of Swords, which I associate seven with victory, numerology wise. The swords with air and thought. So yeah, my immediate association with this card is like a victory of our thoughts, which the whole goal of a podcast is to share your thoughts, or the whole activity of it. So it's making me feel really positive about that. Yeah, when I look at the imagery, I'm looking at a classic Rider-Waite card. It's a man kind of sneaking away with five swords, and two are in the ground, away from what looks like a war camp.
Hmm.
And something I'm feeling right now when I look at it is it's victory through strategy rather than violence.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how I got you to agree to do the podcast.
Uh-huh. I love it.
So, yeah, the Seven of Swords
Mhm.
We're going to keep in our heart while we record today.
It's interesting. I want to say one thing because
Yeah.
so I've definitely heard that interpretation of the Seven of Swords too. Victory through, yeah, through strategy. Like it's very much about strategy. But I've also heard, and I see this in the card a lot myself,
Mm-hmm.
that there is some trickster energy going on.
Yeah.
Like it's that there's, yeah, someone's sneaking away with these swords. I think that's interesting too. I don't know what that means for anything going on with us, or maybe you tricked me into doing
I
this.
do
Um,
identify as mischievous.
uh,
So,
I mean, I do too. So
yeah.
we can take that.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I do think it's funny just regarding our relationship, which we're going to talk about a lot today. Like
yeah.
that's basically
The
the
topic today.
main topic of our podcast today is our relationship and like what we value about our relationship and about each other. But I love that the last time we hung out in person, you brought up that tarot reading that Charity did
Mm-hmm.
for us many, many years ago. And this was, I feel like, yeah, this was pretty early on in our relationship. And didn't she, what was it? Do you remember exactly what she said? I remember some of it. Like that we
The
were going to have
main
a huge
thing
falling
I
out.
remember
Okay.
is we were going to have a huge falling out, and it would
Hmm.
seem like it could never be repaired, but it would repair.
Okay. Yeah. And that's so our story,
Yeah.
which I love. So
Hopefully that was the last one.
the last falling out. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. I'm open to more though.
we have so many more years. We have at least, let's say, like 40 more years. Well, I have at least 40 more years of my life. You, hopefully, 50. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. The next thing we want to talk about is basically what we've both learned from our relationship. So I think both about relating and also about ourselves.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts to start us out with.
Yeah. There was this moment on a previous visit. We live across the country from each other. And I was visiting, and Juno, I guess I'll just talk to you. And you asked me to come upstairs and be alone with you after an event. And I was sure, I was like, oh my God, I said something that hurt Juno. And now I'm about to go into a conversation that's like, here's what you're doing wrong. And I was prepared for that. And you said something about just feeling like you could feel safe to be, your darkest self around me. And you just wanted me to be there with you. And something about that moment, like it really lives in my heart, where it's like, okay, like all this exploration and work on unconditional love, like here it is. This is the magic of it. Something like that.
Hmm.
And the way I was able to get that deep gift of trust and relaxation is because of all the work we've done to receive impact and conflict and really hard messages from each other. So many things that I have wanted to work on in loving people well, I've learned from you, giving me like direct feedback over and over again.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I love about you is how quickly, clearly, other adjective, you bring your truth. And because you think things through so deeply and you do research and you explore philosophy, it's like just really high quality feedback constantly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I obviously like hearing all of that. High quality feedback. Okay.
Oh.
I'd say that just to echo some of that I've definitely learned, yeah, like I've learned similar things through us relating. A big one being that it is possible to move through really painful conflict. I'm not alone in my desire to process relationship issues that come up a lot, and that, yeah, that I can be accepted, like you were saying, I can be accepted in a lot of my darkness and critical nature sometimes. Yeah, and, like, in my like, blah, blah, blah. In my analytical nature, it has felt very healing in a way that you have been so willing to go through the process of working on our relationship so much throughout the years.
Yeah, something about the word willing is
Oh,
hitting me funny. Am I cutting you off?
no, I just think
Um,
it's interesting that you brought that up,
oh,
the willing. Yeah.
just because I feel like it's such a rare gift to find somebody willing to engage in feedback.
Mm, mhm.
So willingness feels, it's like willing. Oh my God. Do you know how hard this is to find another person down
Hmm.
for this?
Mhm, mhm.
It feels like magic. Yeah.
Hmm. I'm imagining people watching this and just being like the video version, just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, look at them just looking at each other, gazing." I'm trying not to be too like, "Ah." And the I
I,
think oh, what?
you could go.
I was gonna transition to another thing that I learned through this.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I guess this, like, also is something that I think other people could learn from, so both at the same time. But I'm really appreciating that I've gotten to learn what a really fluid, not very tightly defined non-monogamous relationship within, I feel like, a larger umbrella of relationship anarchy can look like.
Mm.
That we can have this really deeply loving connection and have a commitment to each other, at least a desire, an intention, like a stated intention to be in each other's lives until the end of our lives, but that we're not on any type of relationship escalator and never have been. Like, we've never been like, okay, we're like dating now, and then we're going to be, I don't know, move in together as a couple and then get married and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, I really love that, and it fits so well with ways we both described love as coming in waves and sometimes being really intense and sometimes floating away. And there's this safety I have in this specific relationship of I have so much room to breathe in and breathe out over and over again. And there's a security. It's like a extremely secure attachment that something will be there and we'll figure that out over and over again.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and without the obligation of having to show up every single day in this specific way, because neither of us can.
Right, like physically. Well, physically and mentally, emotionally,
Yeah,
like
in every way.
yes. Especially me because 'cause I'm so introverted and just I think just yeah, I'm thinking of the issue that, like, you've said you've never reached your limit of spending time with me
Yeah.
yet, but I have with you many times. Just because I get tired of hanging out with people, I just need to go be alone, so
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's like our I feel like there's just this yeah, this commitment to, like, well, we'll be in each other's lives and whatever that looks like, at the time as we change and grow. Yeah. And you happen to be catching us at a very I would at a time when I feel like our I don't know what to call it. Our wave of desire for each other is very mutually, I feel like, aligned right now
Yeah, it's
in
great.
strength and intensity. Perhaps I don't know exactly how you feel, but I feel, yeah, pretty, yeah,
Yeah.
aligned right now. Whereas that has not always been the case over the past few years because of our falling out. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's something Not that there's not like many larger contexts, but there is something very gay about us going to see Wuthering Heights together and then being like, all right, let's let's
Oh
have a
my
romantic
God.
relationship again.
That's so funny that you brought that up. 100%. Yeah, Wuthering Heights, really just like the movie, but the vibe. Oh my God, it just got me. Yeah, we went to see it a couple weeks ago, when you were visiting.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, and that music, the Charlie XCX soundtrack. I was telling Benzie, I was like listening to some of those songs over and over again and fantasizing about her.
Yeah. And then we did a platonic breathing exercise together and
Hmm.
it was all over.
Which led to some really intense kind of like trauma stuff for me too, where I was crying. Yeah. And then we discovered that one of Benzie's missions in life is to to unconditionally love people and to teach some people in particular, me included, how to receive
How to receive unconditional love.
unconditional
Yeah.
love.
Yes.
It reminds me of, have you heard of that woman? I don't know if she's still alive, who does she comes to Michigan sometimes. I guess she tours and she just gives thousands of people hugs.
Mm.
Amma?
Well, hearing that, I felt immediately drained. I can't imagine.
Okay.
I don't know how somebody would do that.
I don't know how she does it. And it's like she gives so many people hugs that sometime during the experience, like whatever her clothing is, it's just like soaked with the oils from people's skin. I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, kudos.
Yeah.
People need those hugs. If you have the capacity, that's amazing. Yeah, it just
Yeah,
reminded me of that.
she's on a beautiful life mission.
That's not yours. That's not how you express the unconditional love.
Yes. Yeah.
I have more to share about what I've learned from our relationship. Let's see.
Mm.
Do, 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 do. Oh, okay. One thing I love. So, yeah, I feel like I grew a skill through like this particular skill, which is to be able to empathize with someone who needs a lot of reassurance that they're loved and wanted, and to be willing to do that, to be even happy to do that,
Mm.
instead of it feeling like, oh, like I think some people respond to that, to these requests, like, hey, do you love me? Do you still care about me? Do you want to be with me? With kind of this experience of annoyance. Oh, that's so annoying. Or I shouldn't have to do that.
Hmm.
It's kind of like it's pathologized or seen as like, why are you like this? But I just see it as like some people, because of whatever, the way their minds work, maybe like the past, like past trauma, need that in relationships. And what does it cost me to do that for someone and then to move on? So I love doing that. Now I just feel like, yeah, I would do that for anybody who I love and care about, regardless of if I feel like their insecurity at the time or need for a reassurance is like a reflection of the accurate nature of the relationship or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I feel grateful that you're open to doing that. It's something I've gotten a lot of negative feedback on is my desire for reassurance. My favorite therapy podcast with Dr. Honda, he has emphasized many times how it's extremely normal and okay to want reassurance throughout a relationship, which has made it
Mm-hmm.
easier for me to now when I start relationships with people, I tell them I like a lot of reassurance. So people who really don't like that probably just don't connect with me very much.
It also has taught me that it's okay for me to want and ask for that reassurance, because I have felt like really ashamed of that and guilty about needing that for a lot of my life. And so you showed me that it is okay to
Yeah.
want that. And it's like, what? Yeah, like why can't other people give that to me if I ask for it? And a lot of times they do. And there are some specific reasons why I think that I sometimes want maybe more reassurance than the average person. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, even in relationships where I've been shown love consistently, I still have doubts and still get scared. And so it's great to say like, "Hey, I would like some reassurance right now. Do you still love me?" Yeah.
Yeah, and hearing that, I'm like, it's just a request for shared reality,
Mm,
which, yeah, who doesn't want to check sometimes? Well, I guess
yeah.
some people aren't. But for me, one of my biggest things that crushes me is when I think a relationship is going really well, and then somebody's like, I don't ever want to talk to you again, And
Mm.
I'm like, oh my God, that's
Whoa.
shocking, So and that has happened to me many times. Even people who I get lots of reassurance from. So reassurance is a type of security theater that I engage in.
Yeah.
But saying that, I I want to add that I do believe people in the moment. I don't think people are lying to me when they give me reassurance and then later they don't want to connect.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to hold on to that. I still think it's okay to receive it in the moment.
Mhm.
It's not full theater. Like I think it's people are usually telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't think it's typically theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think there are definitely times when someone is just saying that to someone to try to make them feel good because of their issues, like they are uncomfortable
Yeah.
with someone else feeling emotional pain. So they're dishonest about how they actually feel. But yeah, I
Terrifying.
hope yeah, right? Oh my god. Yeah. I feel like we could go more fully into that in a separate episode. I have so much to say about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the really cool things we have with each other is not that we never engage in people pleasing, because both of us do sometimes, but I do feel a lot of honesty. Like we easily express discomfort, dislike as much as we do love and closeness. So,
Mhm. Mhm. Which leads me to another point, which is that I have only strengthened my skills, or they've been strengthened through relating with you and really needing to have strong boundaries. That sounds bad. Around you because of our differences in desire for socializing and being close and like time spent together. I have needed to say no to you a lot in order to take care of myself. And yeah, this relationship has been another way that I've gotten to practice that. And I think have gotten better and better at it. And it's really influenced other relationships that I've had really positively.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, I mean, my ability to receive rejection is heightened by lots of practice.
Ah.
And my meaning making about what it says when somebody wants alone time
Mhm.
is shifted. And so I can be closer to other introverts that I don't think I could have been without that practice. So
Mhm. How are you feeling so far
I'm
about
having a
the
great
podcast?
time. How are you
Okay,
feeling?
good. I'm having a good time too. This feels
Okay.
great. I am curious, what were some of the stories that you were telling about like people needing time away from you?
Oh, yeah, I bet it means I'm too much or they don't love me or
Hmm.
and the even the meaning of being too much is a complex concept that I could talk about for an hour. Like,
Yeah, we have to do a podcast. We have to do an episode about too much. I have a
yeah,
lot to say about it as well. I should take notes. That's right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess even just that it meant I was bad and wrong and not that we need different things.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
the
and that
main
like, it
point.
may not even be about you at all, at all. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and even if it is, there like I have so many people who I love who I don't want to spend more than 2 hours at a time with.
mm,
Like,
mhm,
it doesn't mean I don't love them. We just have like different levels of things and energetics around each other.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this memory of you that I really love, and yeah, that changed something in my brain. It might sound very mundane to you actually,
Yeah.
but around like rejection and like saying no. it was early on in doing the organizing with the other relationship anarchy people for the unconference. We were at your house and I was checking in a couple times. I was like, we can leave whenever you need to. Tell me when you're tired. And I was being kind of overbearing about trying to make sure you were okay. And you were like, I will tell you when I want you to leave. And then you did. You were like, you just got up and you're like, I want you all to leave now. And I had never seen that done before, honestly.
Hmm.
There was still a part of me that was living in this social reality where it's really rude or there's something really wrong with just telling people who you have over that you're done socializing and you want them to get out of your house. And now I do that all the time. I'm like, yeah, I want you guys to leave. Get out of here. And it does, yeah, and people don't take it personally. So, yeah.
Yeah. And people that do, they either like remove themselves or they shift, you know.
Mm-mm.
If somebody told me they were really hurt by me doing that, I'd be willing to have a conversation with them about it.
For sure, I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully that would be like a learning experience for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, to shift, or they'd be like, I can't handle this. I'm just not going to hang out with you
Yeah.
anymore.
And there's
Yeah.
people that don't hang out with me, so.
Mm-hmm. Really? There's people. Okay, I want to hear one of yours if you have more about things you've learned
Memories?
from our
Oh,
relationship.
things I've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real specifics about like kinder communication. There's there's a harshness that especially younger me comes with people, and I still have it. Like I get a lot of mixed feedback on my harshness. A specific thing I realized I resolved with you is this idea of if I feel confused about somebody knowing different information than me, my impulse, especially in the past, is to make fun of it.
Hmm.
I realized there was a specific conversation about pan we were talking about years ago. And I just remember that.
I think I know what you're talking about, but maybe not. But keep going. I'll see if I.
Yeah, I remember having the realization that somebody not knowing something that I think is obvious shakes my reality up a little bit, and it's
Hmm.
scary. And I didn't
Wow.
realize that that's what was going on. So the way I was dealing with something scary happening was to be like, well, I'm right and you're fucking wrong. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you're crazy because you don't know this.
Was this when Bar and I were like, what if Clara doesn't have
A
a
pan.
pan for steaming those dumplings?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you said, I'm sure she has basic kitchen supplies, like in the most mean girl way.
Yeah. So that's a huge like ego protective mechanism that I didn't even know was happening. That
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's other examples, but that one stands out as a moment where I had the realization of what was going on.
So you had the realization in that moment or later on looking back?
That was years ago now, so I can't remember. I think we
Okay.
talked about it because we had to drive an hour in the car, and we talked about why I said that to you.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, I
I'm so sorry I don't remember
so
that.
that's okay. But
But
I
I'm
think
hearing it now and it's
in
a
that
revelation.
hour-long exploration, I found part of that, which is one of the big things I, even if I don't have specific examples for each thing, but I learn a lot about myself from you because you're so investigative to where I get burnt out sometimes by it. But I learn a lot about myself from me saying something that feels like natural to me. And then you're like,
Hmm.
let me ask you 100 questions about why you said that.
And then sometimes you get a little frustrated. Right. Yeah. So sometimes you
Yeah.
do get frustrated. But I am appreciating, yeah, what you said about recognizing the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so insightful. I feel excited about you having that, yeah, that realization and perspective on it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm just thinking about, yeah, where else to go. I mean, I have more
You
things
had
to
a
say.
list, right? Yeah.
I have a list of the things I've learned from our relationship, and then I have a list of specific qualities about you that I
Okay.
really value in you and that I realize I value in all people that I would love to get more of in people.
Yeah, when I read that list, I was like on the verge of tears. It was so sweet. But also
Mhm.
I was like, I could say pretty much all these things about you extremely easily. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It'll be a good conversation then.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do I have in my list here? Hmm. I've learned from our relationship that a relationship doesn't just work because of like the personalities of the two people or three people or however many being compatible, like
Mm,
completely compatible. I think that there's a specific way of approaching seeming incompatibilities that is what makes them work and that has made our relationship like slowly begin to work again, which is I think like attempting to find strategies and systems for addressing differences that maybe feel really painful to one or both of us, for reducing the pain or maybe even eliminating it.
mm.
And I've noticed us creating some of those strategies. Yeah.
What kind of strategies?
I'm thinking of the what I would call a conflict that we had about you making some comments about
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Remember?
Yes, yes.
And then I wanted to keep asking you questions about it because I didn't like what you said.
Hmm.
And I disagreed with it, and then I also wanted to understand what you were trying to say because I genuinely didn't understand too, so I kept asking you questions, and then you got burned out on being asked basically being interrogated, and said, "I don't wanna talk about this anymore. I don't know what else I could say." And then I was really deeply hurt because I felt dismissed and like I can't continue what for me is a very exciting journey of inquiry. Yeah, and so we came up with some strategies for dealing with that in the future.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Do you remember what those strategies were? You better
That in
remember.
the future, I would say we can talk about this later, but right now I'm on empty or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like making sure there is a I'm not rejecting you because that's truly not what I want to do. It's just better communication, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like being transparent about where we're actually at, what's actually going on
Yeah.
under the surface, and I think now that I have some of that insight about you, that it's not you wanting to just, like, stop the conversation forever, it's not that you don't wanna talk to me about it, it's that you are at the moment overwhelmed and not knowing where to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate that a strategy you offered me is instead of asking you questions when you're in that state, to just give my own opinion,
Mm.
like say, "Well, I disagree with this and here's why," because that seems to like feel a little more manageable for you in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it feels like it's just discovering our compatibility
Hmm.
because both those things we're really just either of us getting triggered by each other.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then such a tiny adjustment, which isn't even hard,
Mhm.
can release that, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. I guess I wonder what your idea of compatibility is, how you're thinking. I'm not like against the idea that it's
Mhm.
discovering compatibility. I'm questioning my own idea of what compatibility and incompatibility is, and I want to know more about what you mean by that.
Yeah, I'm imagining there's a lot of people who they want relationships where they don't dig deep into things each other said that they feel hurt about or disagree with. They like
Mhm.
which you and I are pretty incompatible with those people, I imagine, because it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'm just not, I can't imagine going forward if you don't want to explore the world together.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
some people would say, I don't want to go forward with somebody who's gonna like fuck my brain up every single time we have a conversation. You know?
Hmm.
I do think incompatibilities truly exist. There's people I don't want to be friends with. There's people who don't want to be friends with me.
Hmm.
And there's people who I want to continue to figure out, like, how do we fit our notches together?
Okay. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Oh, I like the fit notches together metaphor. Yeah, I think one way that we're really compatible in a huge way that matters, which is that we are willing, I wouldn't say just willing, but have a desire to do this work of, yeah, figuring out where our notches fit together. And I think like exploring our own and each other's trauma responses and how that shows up so much in relating, that's not a reason to not relate. I feel like trauma work is one reason why we connect so well, actually.
Yeah. Part of it for me is I feel like through that experience I permanently improved my communication with lots of people. I don't
Mm.
see it as like I'm making a Juno adjustment. I'm
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
ooh, I discovered a better way to communicate what's going on with me.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm always learning how to communicate better from doing it with you. Are you feeling satisfied with like the depth of my responses with you using things you already wrote, or do you feel like
Yep.
it's difficult for you that I'm not providing more initial things?
No, I feel fine. I feel
Okay.
good. So now we wanna talk about the qualities about one another that we both really value and, yeah, that I think show us, like, what we value in people in general too.
Mhm.
Would you say that's true?
Absolutely. I mean, the only way we could value it in each other is to value it in people, probably.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Alright. So Benzie's read all of mine already, but
Mhm.
I'll start. So, definitely something that I immediately noticed about you and valued right away and felt really at home with was how much you accepted and felt excited by other people's darkness, maybe like things about them that they were afraid to share, things that maybe considered like taboo or I don't know, negative even, but that you were like excited. You're like, "Oh my god, I want to know all about that." And also love those aspects of you, of me, of some people that
Yeah.
have them. And it just made me feel like, wow, I really want to express them to you. Like I wanted to do that
Mm.
immediately because you made it feel so welcoming. And it really helped me to accept those parts of myself over time.
Yeah.
So it's very much like this relationship has a big chunk of it, I feel like has been some shadow work, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because I do feel similarly, like I can share a lot of my darkness with you, and I've been really explicitly rejected by you, specifically related to things like that as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Not that those things are completely gone from me, but it always is like a motivation to explore things deeper.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you mean by not that those things are gone from me? I don't think I
Yeah, like I
understood that.
still have a lot of mean, violent thoughts,
Mm.
and I still express them sometimes.
Yeah.
There is a little bit more of exploring the origins of those or the details of those, which sometimes allows them to dissipate, but sometimes, yeah, I have this thing.
Mm,
So,
mhm.
and you've continued to like long term not reject me, I guess. So that's
Yeah. I mean, I think that connects actually to something else I've learned from our relationship, which is that there are aspects, like shadow aspects that I have and that other people have where and this yeah, this is like a classic part of shadow work is that it scares me and all might even make me angry,
Mm.
to see it in other people because I'm not fully acknowledging it within myself. Like I haven't accepted it in myself, so I see it in someone else and I'm like, get away,
Yeah.
you know? And that has been a big lesson. Yeah. Hmm.
Somewhat related to this, the all the Epstein file stuff, I actually feel like dissolved a lot of darkness inside of me because
Hmm.
I was facing a little bit more of the reality of access to some of those things. I no longer have any, this is going to be the most cringe sentence I'm ever going to say.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you about to say
I no
for the
longer
world to
have
hear?
any desire to be a vampire.
Oh, you did tell me that. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be so.
just think like 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 oh like killing people and blood and it's just
Hmm.
like oh I don't actually think if I could do that right now, like if I was in this perfect situation, that I would actually want to do it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've got other things in there though, don't worry folks.
I still think vampires are cool, and I would still be a vampire, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh.
Tee.
Yeah, I guess like it regarding like accepting the dark parts of other people. I think a lesson is also that we can have this feeling that we're always accepting and that we will continue to be accepting, and there is still always a risk, like a real risk that someone will feel really threatened by by a shadow aspect of us.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that shadow aspect of us is really bad. Like it doesn't have to be confirmation of, "Oh my god, it's true. I am the horrible thing that I always knew I was because someone doesn't like this part of me, this really exiled part of me." There are so many reasons why people are triggered by aspects of our personality and especially the things that are shadowfied. I don't know what to call it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we are really aligned in a lot of in some of our shadow aspects and in our desire to accept
Yeah.
shadows in other people.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what's something you value about me? And then I'll go back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to say any of the things I've already said. Like,
Oh yeah, you did say everything is like like almost the same.
well, and just throughout the learning conversation, I feel like I said a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
But well, gosh, the things coming up for me are really cute things.
I think that's fine.
Okay, okay.
Cute is powerful, remember?
Yes, I do like. I really love your way of being with your little noises and songs and mannerisms. Your playfulness is like one of my favorite things about you.
Mhm.
Well, and this, I guess, the juxtaposition of your like dark philosopher and like
Uh-huh.
playful little baby pig, like in this one beautiful container. Yeah, it's
Mhm. I contain multitudes.
yeah,
The duality. Yeah.
yeah.
That feels really meaningful to me. I really like hearing that
Great.
because I feel like throughout so much of my life, that aspect of me, like the playfulness and stimming,
Mm.
has been really, really looked down upon and seen as like too weird or just undesirable. So it feels good that you like that because I
Oh
like
yeah.
being that way. Hmm. Ooh, this kind of relates to the shadow thing, but I just in general really value your honesty and transparency and your desire for increasing levels of vulnerability. So
Mm.
really wanting to create spaces that facilitate people to open up more and more so that we can know more of what it's like to be them, regardless of what ends up being shared. Like, even if it's like scary or gross or whatever.
Yeah.
That's been super, yeah, super amazing for me to get to experience with you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You sent me that list of questions this morning that I was like, ooh, these are real spicy. I love them.
Oh, yeah, those shadow questions,
Yeah.
which I wanna put into I
We
wanna
could
do
do
a
an
specific
episode where
event.
we go through them.
Yes, okay, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
I love it.
Okay. Okay, I'll just keep going with mine for a
Well,
little bit.
no, I'll just say another thing about you.
Oh, great, okay.
I really like this is something I had to discover a little bit because you speak definitively a lot of the time, but
This is so funny, it's gonna be I know it, yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
actually you're extremely open to being wrong or being explored or changing your mind.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
your
thought you were gonna say
definitive
something different, a
statement.
little
Oh,
different.
what did you think I was gonna say?
I mean, you did say the changing your mind. I thought you were gonna say, like, you speak extremely definitively, but you waffle all the
Oh,
time on things.
yeah,
But I like what you actually said.
yeah.
Thanks, yeah, I really wanna be open to being wrong. But when I
Yeah.
think I'm right, I do
You're
speak with
pretty
confidence
sure. Yeah.
about it. But
In
yeah, if
literally
someone's giving
seconds, you could have a new definitive statement. It's
if someone gives me information or a perspective, yeah, where I'm
yeah.
like, "Yeah, that does challenge my perspective that I currently have and makes more sense." Okay. Other things that I love about you, love, value, appreciate, what have you. You are extremely adventurous and always looking for like new things to experiment with, new experiences, and challenging yourself to do things for sometimes like a good chunk of time. Yeah, sometimes for a long time to try something that to me will just seem, wow, that feels so uncomfortable and unnecessary. But you, it's like you want to do it for the experience. A lot of times it will be like you're drawn toward what seem like very pleasurable experiences, but sometimes you're drawn toward what seem like kind of painful ones. Like the Uberman sleep schedule. What? Or like trying to be fruit. I don't know what you're doing. Raw fruit, raw vegan.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I know you like didn't stick with it, but still. Yeah, it's a lot. Or just like I'm thinking of like when you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my own gong,
Oh
um,
God, yeah.
or make my own sweat lodge," or what was it? Was it sweat lodge
It's just
or
a sauna, but yeah.
okay, a sauna. But still, you do so many things with your hands too, which is
Thanks.
so cool and so like needed in our society for people to create things with their hands in the real world. You know, I am very much a person of words, and I and
Which
I
we
love
also
that.
need in our society.
I agree, and I love that you are a person of, like, the material realm. But anyway, yeah, your adventurous spirit, experimentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, that easily makes me think of something I love about you, which is I feel like I could say a random word, or we could do circling one time. And then you're like listening to every podcast on circling. You're suddenly doing all this research, and I don't know if I've ever finished an article about circling.
Wow, really? Oh my
I do,
god. That's so interesting, I
I,
didn't expect it.
I do a ton of it. Yeah, I have
Mhm.
like uh hundreds of man hours into it, but
Uh-huh.
I just it doesn't I can't read about it. I don't know. Or I said relational ontology and then you're looking it up. I never looked it up. I
Right.
just like so I really love how I guess specifically in our dynamic together, I feel like I could just have a little like sprinkle cloud of something and then you will take it to the next level, which means it gets processed through you. And then I get all that back. I get benefits back from
Interesting.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I like thinking of myself as this container through which, like, a fleeting idea, or yeah, the beginning of an idea you have gets put through, and then out comes the Juno processed material.
Yeah, and I think that happens for other people who are close to you too. That it's a
Mhm.
wide benefit of you. Yeah.
Mhm. I just have, yeah, I'm really visualizing this, like, me as this, I don't know
Meat
what
grinder.
I was thinking meat grinder, but I feel like that doesn't quite capture it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like I'm cooking something,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then it comes out as this
Let
cooked
her
thing,
cook.
right? Okay, that was a lot. Yeah, hilarious. But yeah, everyone keep in mind who wants the cooked item. It's a specific perspective. It's, you know what I mean? It's Juno cooked. And there are many different ways to cook these ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that the world needed that warning from me, but that plays into the other thing I wanted to say, which is that I see you as like living philosophy. So I was saying in what I wrote down in my notes, it's like I'm very much an idea person. I love discussing ideas and concepts and I love philosophy. And I see you as living it. Like it's like you just are, I feel like you are a philosophy that
Mm.
people can learn from, and it's really incredible to witness, actually. Yeah.
Uh, it feels almost like a little too good to take in.
Yeah.
There's a part like a lot of times when I try to read philosophy, I'm just like, duh. Like, why is anybody reading this?
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah.
So,
Huh.
which
Part of me
usually,
wants to challenge you on that, but
yeah, but usually then I feel insecure, like oh, I'm really missing something that a
Hmm.
lot of people are getting out of this, you know?
Mhm.
So, anyways, I just appreciate that specific appreciation of me because it alleviates some of my insecurity about my low capacity to
Hmm.
indulge in philosophy.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I feel like it's like you just say something that you're doing in your life and the reason why. And it just, yeah, there's all of this philosophy in it already, like already there,
Yeah.
which a lot of people, I think part of that is because you live a very meaningful life.
Mm,
There is meaning infused into your life. And for the most part, a lot of people don't have that. It is really sad. And
yeah.
they're not living lives that they've constructed the meaning of for themselves. And you very much have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which is funny because like I don't really believe in having a meaning, but that's
Okay.
it's not a big deal though.
Well, wait a second. But that in itself is its own meaning. See, you just said something, and that is philosophy. That's a philosophy.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I don't really have a meaning, but there. See, okay, between us, there, there's this. There's a whole theory to be, that I could dissect,
Yeah.
which is that
Thank
is
God.
living life intentionally without a meaning actually extremely meaningful. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be, but
And that's something I love about you.
okay, thanks. Would you still describe yourself as a hedonist, though? I feel like you used to describe yourself as a hedonist.
Yeah, it has developed though from something I saw in a PewDiePie video
Okay.
that was about having good discipline means you fall off and party hard and still have this great thing to go back to the next day.
Mm.
So you can actually have better hedonism if you live a life of discipline.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
totally.
So
Agree with
I
that.
do still identify with it, but differently than I did in the past.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not kind of like unbridled, unchecked, like there's more of like a structure to how to engage with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No? Okay. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Okay. Ah,
I feel like you bring stuff out in me.
I
Like,
do.
yeah.
This is interesting. Is this like a what's being brought out
I
in
don't
you
know.
right
I just feel
now?
really silly.
What is this?
I
Okay.
don't
That's
know.
yeah, just take a breath, check in. Think of me.
Yeah. I do. I love the way you. What I was about to say is I love the way you slow me down, but I actually feel like there's a way your speed goes back and forth that can both keep me interested and ground me at the same time.
Hmm.
Because there are a lot of people in my life who are very slow, and sometimes I appreciate it, but a lot of time I feel like frustrated by it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there is a way in which you go back and I want a better word than go back and forth. I want to say titrate, but I don't, that's also not the right word.
Like oscillate?
Oscillate. That's
Is that the
perfect.
right is
I
that
think
the okay.
so.
I don't know if that is, but
Anyways, I can appreciate when you're slow and it slows me better because the speed changes.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the variation.
Yeah. Really, I like your vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That indecipherable
Well, no,
un
the way in which you vibrate
oh,
energetically.
in a very literal way. Okay. In the literal spiritual sense,
Yeah, yeah.
the level at which I vibrate. I don't know what that means because I'm not in the I'm not in the same kind of spiritual spaces that you are. Or yeah, I'm not into the same spiritual theory, so I don't know actually know what it means to
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or if I don't know if I believe in that, but I still like it.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
believe in wiggles?
Part of me is like, I'm not doing this with you. Do I believe in wiggles? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe in wiggles.
Okay. I like the way you wiggle.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be like, then you believe in vibrations or something.
Oh,
Like,
no. I'm not trying to prove anything.
okay, all right. We'll do a whole episode about spirituality,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about.
I don't even believe in capital T truth. So,
I mean, yeah, same.
yeah.
Obviously, who's um hmm.
Well, should we wrap up for the day?
Oh, I had a few more things to
Oh,
say.
okay. Yeah.
If you feel, and then we could wrap up. So, like,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I feel like I need to go, like, yeah,
You
speed
don't.
round.
I only said that because it felt like the energy was shifting. So,
I was just taking a breath. I just
okay.
needed to, yeah, I have a few more things I want to say.
Okay.
Okay. So, one, I don't know how far down we are. Whatever. I'm saying one now. I think it's amazing how openly and I don't know what the word is, like, how forthcoming you are with how much love you have for people. You very much wear your heart on your sleeve, but in a way that I feel like no one has ever meant it when they've ever said that term. Like,
Mm.
at such a level where it's just yeah, I feel like you're openly overflowing with love toward the people that you do love, and there's no attempt to hide it at all. Even if you could get hurt, like, really
Yeah.
hurt, you're just like, "I'm willing to get hurt." And that is I've just never seen that level of it before in someone. Oh.
Yeah, there's a way it's nice. I don't feel like I have a lot of control over it, you
Mm,
know? Or
mhm,
I could. I imagine the level of work it would take to mask that would be
mhm.
so draining. Uh,
I'm sure it is for a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank goodness it's working out for me because
Wow. Yeah, that lots of the people who you love you back is
yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate you putting up with it so much. I know it's not always easy for you.
It
Uh,
hasn't always been easy for me.
Yeah.
When you've been like expressing, I'm still in love with you. I'm always going to be in love with you when I was just not in that space.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, what do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, well, and there
Yeah.
was a way for me, it was, I mean, it was definitely painful to not have the reciprocation. And at the same time, it was like, well, I want you to know that I'm still here because you might change your mind
Mm-hmm.
or your heart or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just felt worth it to just be like, okay, well, I still feel this way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, so thanks for dealing with that
Oh, I
for
mean,
years.
you don't have to thank me. I wouldn't have if I didn't, if part of me didn't want to,
Mm,
like
yeah.
I would have just been like, leave me alone or so, like, yeah.
I mean, I have thought a lot about, if you didn't live with Bara,
Mm,
I don't know if we would have had the opportunities to um, do a lot of this resolution.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I feel like it would have happened eventually, but probably slower.
Hmm.
I have that belief. Like,
Okay.
yeah, maybe. I definitely like me moving in with Bara, and then who, for the people listening, Bara and Benzi are very close, and Benzi stays at our house when she visits. Um, yeah, I guess I wouldn't have been sort of like pushed into the situation of having to be around you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As much like yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you wouldn't have gotten to witness how cute I am without it being like put on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because all of our time, I think that was a huge thing that happened near the end of our relationship, or not that our relationship ever ended, but during our rift, was there was this way, it was all over Zoom because of
Mhm.
COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And 90% of our things were having difficult conversations. Like, we quit having any fun together.
Mm, mhm, mhm.
So I could imagine if we had even tried to work on things, but the way we were doing it, because it's natural to us to be like, let's schedule conversations.
Mm, mhm. Yeah, I've never thought of that before. It's like the low pressure of
Yeah.
just being around each other without it being like, yeah, we're going to work on our relationship.
Yeah.
I do think that was key. Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
kind of getting to know each other again without any expectations.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, I'm so glad that happened.
Me too.
Yay, Bara.
Yeah.
Okay, few more things I really value. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna take some of them out
Yeah, I
just
don't
for
feel like
the.
you have to say everyone.
Okay, but I want to. Okay.
You are allowed to. I just
Okay, I want to say one more.
okay.
It is incredibly important to me, this quality that people can have some resilience to pretty contentious topics, like to talking about pretty contentious topics and
Mm,
hearing and trying to understand and working with opinions and perspectives on issues that diverge from social norms and even like the what I don't know if you like leftist social norms that like some we've been existing within.
totally.
Yeah, I think that we're both have like a high tolerance for and even like a desire for deviance from what's considered good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the initial things about you that fueled my love. Yeah. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember meeting in some coffee shops being like, yeah, here's our complaints about this stuff.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely having those like heterodox, perspectives. Yeah.
I think both of us, it's a thing I appreciate in the people I'm closest to in general is
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the ability, I know I've talked about play, but specifically like the play with darker concepts that allows us to really like touch the edges of them and find where we're at. The safety to do that, I think, is just super incredible. And you're a peak person for that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So are you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the main message of this podcast is everybody should be more like us, learn from our love, learn from our relationship. I'm being very tongue-in-cheek right now.
Get back together with your ex.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we never became exes because we never labeled our relationship. So.
Exactly. We were never exes. We've always just been friends. I mean, I do feel during that time I was probably like, I think my perspective was I'm not friends with Benzie.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad saying that. So there was definitely X energy in that way, but not in the typical way.
Yeah. And now you lucky, lucky people get to experience it. Our connection. Over the
most magical twin flame connection in the world.
This is like the first time Juno has called it a twin flame.
Yeah, I immediately felt weird. I felt so weird. Yeah, Benzie is always like, we're twin flames, Juno, we're twin flames. And I'm like, stop. I don't actually believe in twin flames. I do think there's something about us.
Yeah,
It keeps bringing us back together. I don't want, I don't actually know what twin flames really, where that originates from. Is it just the cult people?
No, it's way before the cult people. Okay. I didn't even get it from the cult people. Also, I was saying that about us even when I was like a hardcore atheist, so.
I don't even remember that. Did you say that directly to me, or were you keeping it a secret?
No, yeah, I've been saying that our whole relationship.
Whoops. Okay, I must have blocked it out. Oh. All right. If you want to hear more about our perspectives on relationships, relational ontology, as we learn more about it, probably. And I feel like really at so many different topics that are related to relating.
Yeah.
So expansive. Yeah, keep listening to our podcast. Subscribe.
Yeah, we're on all podcast platforms. And
I don't know if we're going to be on all of them, but we're just on
the major ones.
The main ones. Yeah, that you can think of.
Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And see you soon.
Yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.